What is going on, guys? It is Kinch coming at you from Barwick again, and I'm starting off here in our clan rush event. Got what, over 4 days left. We're already at 1,325 of these whatever kind of stars they call them. I don't remember what they call them. Really, I think I mentioned this in chat, and I'm suspicious that Supercell miscalculated how easy this event would be, especially because they are going to boost the number of stars you get over the course of the week. So we're only, what, 2 days into this, 3 days into this, and we're already almost to the second to last tier. I imagine we'll get that tonight. But I wanted to show you guys something in case you haven't seen. It is all over everywhere. I think it got started by Air from One Hive, but that is a farming strategy that is really quick and will help with this event in particular, but I use it all the time just to farm. So generally what you do is, especially if you come over here to just these battles, it doesn't really matter whether you get stars or not. For the event it does, but in general when you're farming it does not. I generally take all Valkyries. I usually bring in one rage spell and a bunch of earthquakes. If I have my heroes, that's great, or not. It doesn't really matter. And generally, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to the 50% mark on any attack. Um, Usually, the way I do it, which is a little bit different than what the pros will tell you, is I try to pick off the town hall and then get. I like to get to 60%, maybe 70% if I can, if it happens really quick. Otherwise, I just cancel it. So I'll show you the way I do it. So I want to open up these compartments. So I'm going to go with some earthquakes right here. Oh, did I do that? Yeah. Okay, that'll have to work. And I'm gonna open up these, and then I start with like a minor funnel. It helps with the event troops. You get a couple of these ice columns. I'm gonna drop them in here, and then I'm just gonna just pile all my Valkyries right in here, and I usually drop a rage on them right about here, and then I just kind of let them go and do a ton of damage. Oh, I didn't drop enough earthquakes there to get into the core. In this case, you can see I've already got the town hall and I'm almost to 50%. I haven't even dropped any of these other troops, although I can. There's a 50% mark, and we've done that in about 45 seconds. Now, the pros will tell you to stop right here and go next. And I'll show you why here in just a second. I tend to go just a little bit longer as long as it's not too long. And here I am talking, so it's a little bit longer. I'm going to throw this down. I like to get to 70%, and this is why. So now I'm gonna cancel the rest of the attack, and you can see here over on the right hand side, I've got 100% of my attack bonus, which is tied to your league, and then this way I'm getting a bunch of resources, and I can do this really, really quickly. So I've got 2 stars, which for the event itself actually counts as 4 because we're boosted by 100%. I did that in, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. What was that, about 60 seconds? And then I could just go next and I can keep doing that. So if you're unaware of this strategy, it is super effective. It's how I fill up all of my storages. I just spend, I don't know, about 30 minutes and I just do that. I probably crank out in that 30 minutes probably 20 attacks. I'm not quite as efficient as like the pros will tell you to be, but I don't really care about being super ultra max efficient. Just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. I think I mentioned it. I know I've talked to a couple of you about it, but there you go. A little attack strategy for you. All right, so we got a new upcoming war, and I want to kind of talk real quickly and remind everyone what expectations are. We don't want to be a mediocre clan. We want to be really, really good. And I would say right now we are very good. We want to be really, really good. And that may be, months down the road still, as we're all still trying to balance that, like leveling our bases and getting better at the game. But with that being said, know that we don't want to settle for 2 stars on any given attack, especially in Classic Wars. It's a little bit different in CWL. There may be times where 2 stars is really good, but for a Classic War, we are trying to get 3 stars every time. If you do not get 3 stars on a base, the attack is more or less wasted because then we need to send someone else in to attack that base to try to get the 3 stars. So I say that for a couple of reasons. One, I want to make sure that people are aware of what our goal is. Two, I want to be really clear here. Striving for 3 stars on every base is much different than expecting no mistakes and 3 stars on every base. We know that mistakes will happen. I make them more than anybody. And so that's two very different things. So don't stress out if you make a mistake or if you currently can't 3-star a base. The goal is that for wars at least, you are striving to get better and that you will be good enough to 3-star your war weight. So here, Ridiculous is a Town Hall 17. He's probably bringing a Town Hall 17 opponent, which you can see over here we've got two. Ridiculous needs to be able to 3-star these bases because if he can't, then we lose the war. Now, one of the things about this game is the war weight becomes a little bit unfair. The higher you are, the more important it is that you can hold your own. Because if, like, who do we got way down here? Little Simo is here bottom. So if Little Simo, as Town Hall 9, cannot 3-star the enemy Town Hall 9, we've got like 19 other guys who can 3-star that base. However, the reverse is not true. If we come to the top, if Ridiculous and maybe Couch Potato, if they can't 3-star these top two bases, it's much harder for anyone else to come and help them. So just know that that's the expectation. It is not a problem if you cannot currently 3-star your war weight. It will become a problem, at least in terms of war, if you aren't striving towards that. And some of you may not be, and that's okay. Just like some of you may just want to chill, and that's fine too. There's many more ways to contribute to a clan other than war. I mean, we got these clan events, we've got raids, we've got all kinds of stuff, and all of those ways of contributing to the clan are equally important and valid in their own right. So I'm not going to tell anyone that you have to be a 3-star war machine. But we do need you to be able to carry your own weight. So enough said about that. Some other big news, and to be honest, this kind of news makes me anxious because I don't know why I haven't given you this news before, and it's going to seem like it's completely out of left field, and it's not, but it just kind of came about really naturally and really awkwardly, and so I'm going to take you down a little trip down memory lane. So we're going to visit Aki's base for this story. So many, many, many moons ago, Aki was a town hall. He was probably a 10 or 11 at the time. But he said, hey, Supercell has this new event in Clash of Clans, the Town Hall Cup. Can we get a couple of Town Hall 9s together to compete in this? And there were several of us who kind of tried, but then we realized that there was a lot involved with that. But Aki made another account called K Clash, who I was in the clan, but I think he gave that account away, or that account is no longer under his control. I don't know. But K Clash was made to be a Town Hall 9 so we could compete in this Town Hall Cup. There was another account also made around the same time with the same intentions, and I'm going to show it to you now. So this is a Kinch account. You can see that the name on the top is Kinch, but this is a Town Hall 12. It's not my Town Hall 15 account, and it is in a different but similarly named clan. So for a long time, I made two accounts. I made this Kinch account that was destined to be just a max Town Hall 9 for this Town Hall Cup thing, and it sat like that for a really long time, actually. And then I made a second account, which was at the time I thought I would just keep it at like a Town Hall 10 and max it out, but that didn't happen either. But I didn't know what to do with these accounts. I didn't want to bring them into Barwick because they're kind of like, I don't know, I'm not really paying all that much attention to them. So I made another clan called Barwick Dojo, and that clan sat idle with just my two accounts in it for months. I don't even know how long. But now I opened it up a couple months back and just started, opening up to some players. And these guys come in here and we have a lot of turnover. There's very little structure. It is kind of the Wild West. You can see we only got 18 players. There's a couple of Gamgee's old accounts in here that he's not really active on. And so it's just an absolute crazy time. I don't know why I didn't think to mention this to everyone before. Probably because I really don't spend any time over here. We do war on the same schedule, and we do clan war league, but I mean it is a little bit the Wild West. These guys don't know that there is a bigger clan, and I'm going to tell them that here soon as well. But I mention this because it could be that I guess the way to say this is we have another clan that's It's not nearly as good as Barwick, but if we have some people who want to get together and kind of join a clan within the family, but with different goals in mind, we have that option. And we wouldn't be starting off from zero, but we'd be starting off pretty close, to be quite honest. So just want to make sure you guys are aware of this. And yeah, that's it. Oh, you know what? The war log on this thing isn't public. Huh. You know what I think about clans with private war logs? Well, I will have to go and fix that. So that's it. Barwick Dojo exists. It is, I guess, run by me, but it's not really run a whole lot, if you get what I'm saying. So cool. We got 2 clans. I don't know what to say about that. During our last war, I was watching something. In particular, it was this guy right here, number 13 on the other team, and he did 2 attacks back to back. The first one was against Zabibo, second against Rooster. One he 3-starred, one he 1-starred. Now, I watched this real time, and at the time I watched his first attack, and I said, oh, he was lucky to 3-star that. I bet he's very inconsistent and probably gets pretty frustrated with this game. And I thought, man, like, I don't know, there's something about this guy's attack that has triggered something in my brain. And I think what I want to do is do a couple videos where I look at bad attacks and why they failed. I was going to start with him and with me and with the Kinch attack right here on number 3, why it failed. And then several of our other guys, Gamgee, Oma, I think someone else 3-starred it as just for funsies. Maybe not, but why they're succeeded. And I think that this is a game of like such at times it's of such precision, or just like such fine margins that it's easy to get frustrated because we'll do an attack and it works and we think, oh, I've got it, and then we do the same attack on another base and it doesn't work or doesn't even come close to working. And so I think I'm going to do a video on a couple of these attacks and kind of talk about why sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, because I think it's really easy to get deluded when we have an attack that works. Sometimes there's a little bit of luck behind that. Um, and so if we're not doing some of the basics right, then we're not going to 3-star nearly as often. So let me know your thoughts on that, because I don't know. I found it intriguing for me. Maybe it's not as intriguing for everybody else. But by the way, nothing makes me more angry than when I fail on a base and Gamgee 3-stars it. It's just he just walks through the house like an absolute smug SOB. All right, last but not least, I'm looking at our roster here. And what a long way we've come, man. We've got 44 players. Simo's little balance account here notwithstanding. Everyone is Town Hall 12 or above. That's progress. That's progress. And most of us are trending towards the 14, 15. We're 14 and 15 heavy, and even a lot of 16s. And we're getting to that point where we've got a fair number of 17s. I like to see it. I like to see it. But let's come down here to the 12s, 13s, and 14s. I promised you guys during the last event, or during the last video, that I was thinking of an event for the 14s, 13s, and 12s, and here it is. And it's going to be a little bit of a trial and error process, but we are going to run the first ever Barwick Gauntlet. And the way this is going to work, the details will come out in a different video with fine details. But we're going to have a third clan. It'll be like a temporary thing, I think. We're going to have like this third clan. And what's going to happen is I'm going to have a couple accounts over there, probably a Town Hall 12, 13, 14, 15. None of them will be maxed, or at least I don't think they will be. And you guys are going to be able to sign up for this gauntlet, and you'll have a chance to see if you can go all the way through several different accounts and 3-star them. And whoever does the best will win a gold pass. And I think I will do a couple of different gold passes, one for the Town Hall 14s and one for the 12s and 13s. So I know that puts the 12s at a disadvantage, but there's really only 3 of you, and I don't know if any of you will really be interested in doing it. I imagine Entity will be, and maybe Rooster's TJ Parrish can take a go at it. Know that none of my accounts will be involved whatsoever. So if you are a 14, 13, or 12, stay tuned. You're going to get a chance to win a gold pass. And if this is, like I said, trial and error. If we think this is like a fun event and it's worthwhile and it's worth doing, maybe we do it in the future and we open it up to everybody and we do it sporadically with different town halls. My mind goes like off the rails when I start thinking of this stuff. So no details on this will come out about midweek. The plan is to do it the week of Christmas, like the week of Christmas and New Year. And like I said, details will come out on that, but no, you will have a chance to win a gold pass. So stay tuned for details on that. All right. That's all I got for now. Keep crushing this clan rush event so we can get the cool trophy at the end, and focus on those war attacks. We'll do really well in this next war. I look forward to talking to all you guys again soon. Peace out.